Hi, my name is Julio Alas, and this is my presentation about the late antique Little Ice Age. So, the late antique Little Ice Age took place in the 6th and 7th century and started in 536 in what is known as a volcanic winter. This was followed by more eruptions in the following years of 540 and 547, and this caused famine and millions of deaths around the globe. So, this was dubbed as the worst year to be alive by scholar Michael McCormick, and this was known as a as a period of time where the sun was gone, or not completely gone, but there was nearly near darkness, and temperatures dropped to 2.5 degrees Celsius or 4.5 Fahrenheit below normal, which was more extreme than the year without a summer event in 1886. Many theories point to what might have caused the drops in temperature, such as a meteor impact, though this is discarded because there was never any impact found. And however, further evidence suggests that this event was caused by volcanic eruptions. And cooling happens. So volcanic winter happens when massive amounts of ashes are deposited in the stratosphere. And sulfur gases in the stratosphere undergo a series of reactions and create sulfuric acid, which can form aerosols. They reflect the solar radiation and absorb terrestrial radiation. This, along with volcanic ash, reflects the, the solar radiation and decrease the solar energy input in the system. And an increase in albedo due to more snow in the surface contributes to more cooling because the albedo is increased and even more sun rays are reflected out of the system. So who's responsible of this event? There's many evidence and many responsibles and suspects. Evidence in 1984 suggests that a volcano in Papua New Guinea called Rabaul was the culprit. However, in the Japanese Book of Kings, it describes an event of similar magnitude that happened in 416. However, David Key suggests that it was Krakatoa, and this actually happened in 536. There was also bipolar ice core suggests that the eruption came from the tropics, and around this time there was a volcano in El Salvador in Central America that erupted, and so the radioactive carbon-14 in successive growth increments of a single tree killed by a Tierra Blanca Joven pyroclastic flow was measured using an accelerator mass spectrometry. The results dated 535 535 as the year that the tree died. So this was most likely the eruption that started the event. And it is the magnitude of the eruption is approximately that of 6.9 in the volcanic explosivity index. So it was a very large eruption, and it deposited at least 80 kilometers cubic of tephra and covered 10,000 kilometers squared under more than 50 centimeters of pumice and ash. This greatly affected the Mayan civilization, since many had to flee. And ice cores of glaciers from Switzerland matched with Icelandic rocks, and so this also makes Iceland as a very likely source of the event. And knowing Icelandic volcanoes that have that fame of affecting the globe, it is very likely that Iceland was one of the responsibles. So effects on humanity. Um, so the So in 541, the bubonic plague arrived in Egypt and it killed one-third of the Byzantine Empire. And although there's no relation between volcanic eruptions and bacteria, um, the volcanic eruptions made the situation even worse since it caused failure of crops around the globe, famine and disease. And This was the year where the Gupta Empire in India collapses, as well as the Sassanid Empire, and this makes the Eastern Roman Empire struggle. However, um, cooling temperatures led to an increase in fertility in the Arabian Peninsula. This made a boost of food supply and contributed to the Arab expansion beyond the peninsula and Islamic conquests. The cooling temperatures weakened the Eastern Roman Empire and the Sassanid Empire, and this helped Muslims' conquest of the Levant, Egypt, and Persia. Um, the Mongol tribes started moving west, and China experienced snow during the summer, and this resulted in crop failures, and it killed 1/3 of the population. The the Northern Wei dynasty of China collapses. Far away, the Machi culture in Peru is also affected due to droughts, and Mayan civilization is affected by the eruption of Ilopango, as discussed before. The huge city-state of Teotihuacan declines. These are my sources, and thanks for your attention.